right, guys, I'm here with Melania Soto, and it's so exciting because this is we were able to have a back-to-back woman podcast, so that's so cool. Because the first 3-4 guests, they were all male, so now we're able to have females back to back. I love that, right? We love diversity. We love having so many people on here. So I'm excited to have this one specifically because let me kind of tell everyone, how I met you. So how I met Mimi, right? She goes by Mimi. Introduce yourself real quick before I tell them how amazing you are and how I was able to meet you. Why don't you say how a little bit. Just slightly about your background. We're gonna go into your whole story because you have a dope story. You have an amazing story. So why don't you just kind of briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, I am the owner of Mimi's.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Okay. Hi, I'm the owner of Mimi's Instagram.
Yeah, you can move it too. Yep.
My name is Mimi, and my nickname is Mimi. My real name is Melania. I've had the nickname since I was little, and it was Mimi's makeup movement before it was Mimi's Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you need to, so there's like this lever right here that you can tighten, and just do it so you feel comfortable, so you can you can hear it. But real quick, so like I said, the way I met Mimi is because we actually got together because she does pop-ups, right? And for those who don't really know what a pop-up is, a pop-up is when you gather a whole bunch of small business owners, right, entrepreneurs, and you basically give them a platform, right? You give them a platform to basically put. You give them like a stand and they put their business, right, whatever they're selling, their product, they'll put it out. And then you have a whole bunch of foot traffic. So people are able to like interact with each other, able to network. And I think that just says a lot about you because you are, like you said, you're great at sales. As soon as I met you, I was like, yeah, Mimi's a beast. Like I could tell she's been through a lot. And I can tell that she's had to learn because of life, right? My mama raised me better than to ask you for your age, right? But just like for viewer purposes, how old? Because I feel like mostly everyone I've been interviewing, they've been kind of young, so right? So, but how old are you?
I'm 36.
36 years young, and that is so young. The older you get, the more you realize like 30s is like your prime. Like that's your time to really shine because you learn in your 20s. Obviously, I'm still 21, but what I've been observing is a lot of people, they just kind of fall down, learn in their 20s, and then they kind of get going on at 30s. And a lot of people say, Gary Vee says it, a lot of other people. So it's really cool. But we were just having a conversation, and you were telling me how you got to today, right? Because I know this Mimi, but this Mimi wasn't always the nice Mimi, that was super interactive, to learn how to talk to people, the same vocabulary. So why don't you talk about the Mimi before? Because I think a lot of people that, like I was telling you, on social media, they make it seem like it's just like, step 1, 2, 3, but they don't realize there's going to be curves, right? It's not a straight road. Like there's going to be curves, there's going to be things that happen to you, but you got to be bigger than those things, right? You got to learn how to overcome adversity to get to where you want to be. So maybe talk a little bit more about that, on how, you were able to become this Mimi. Like who was Mimi before, and what did you do to become your person now?
Okay. So the younger version of Mimi has been through a lot, and I mean a lot. And unfortunately, I wasn't given so many opportunities when I was younger to actually support my aliveness and growth. So I was just, saying, okay, I got to go to school, I got to work, and I wasn't really focusing on what my intuition was telling me to do and what I needed to do for me to be happy. So I was in a place where I had a lot of anxiety. I had panic attacks, and I just was really unhappy with the person that I was. So I would lash out, be mean, be rude, and I had a rude kind of thing about me, like a bad attitude and things like that. So, I taught myself how to be professional, business etiquette. I even took some public speaking classes.
Wow.
Stepped up my vocabulary because I wanted to have those, intelligent conversations where I didn't have to dummy it down, and I appreciated like everyone that I seen. There was a lot of influence in my life that was positive, and there was a lot of negative also. But the negative showed me what I didn't want to be like. So I started working on my linguistics. I started working on my bad attitude. and I started praying more because I needed guidance to be a better person.
Right. So just so that people, know, where are you from?
I'm from Oakland, California. I was born in St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's that at?
It's in the Caribbean.
Oh, no way. Is your family from there?
My dad's family's from there, and he was born in New York.
Oh, wow.
My mom is actually native, and she's from South Dakota.
That's really cool. Dang, that's the first I know anyone that's born. Have you been back?
I have not, but I have sisters and family who live there.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, and I
cool.
rep St. Croix all day.
Heck yeah. Shout out. How do you say it?
St. Croix.
St. Croix.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands. So hopefully your sisters are able to watch this. So we're going to be all the way in the Virgin Islands. That's so dope. But so check this out. Right, shout out to them. What is the Virgin? What does that flag look like? Let me pull it up real quick.
Yes, pull up the flag.
Let's see. What is it? It's San. How do you spell it?
Saint Croix. CRO.
CRO. Right here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, images. Oh yeah, U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay, that's cool. Dang, I didn't even know this place looks. Wow, that water looks phenomenal.
Yeah, wow. It's the biggest coral reef.
Really? So like people go out there like scuba dive and stuff?
Yes. There's the flag.
That is so dope. Dang, maybe you gotta take me down there one time.
Let's go.
We all gotta go, man. We all gotta go. Heck yeah. I love learning new places.
Somebody fundraise my trip.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Nah, we could definitely make it happen, man. We gotta make it happen one day. But no, it's dope because it's cool knowing, like you said, you weren't always this person. So what, like, was there like a certain moment? Was there a certain person that made you feel like, man, I need to change? Because you said you weren't always that person.
Yes. I met a new partner because my first partner when I was younger growing up, he wasn't helping me be the best I could be. So the person that I am with now, we've been together some 16 years.
Wow, congratulations. Honestly, that's a big deal. 16 years, like nowadays, especially in marriage, like obviously I'm not married, but I know and I realize like it takes work. It's not gonna happen by accident. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. He's helped me a lot. Like when I'm around him, I feel safe. I haven't got any anxiety attacks, panic attacks, any of that when I'm around him because I feel safe. Whenever I need his support for my business or questions about my business, he's always very helpful. He's a really good provider, and he takes care of me and my family, and just supports me and my aliveness, my growth. When I was going through some sort of what I thought was a spiritual awakening, he let me just deal with whatever things that were coming my way, and so he is one of the people who helped me. My sisters are always very supportive of me and my family, so I always have to give props to my sisters, and my brothers too. But my sisters, especially the ones that live closer, Christina and Carmina and Cheyenne. But my sisters far away are always the sweetest, also.
Wow.
I'm the oldest, so I always have to be. Well, I felt like I always had to set a good example. So if I set a good example, that means I had to change my attitude. I had to go to college. I had to work. I had to do all these things to show them, so I just had to be a positive person, and I had to let go of whatever was holding me back to being my best self.
Wow. And I think that's so big because a lot of times, we feel like we have to bring that person with us, right? But in reality, that person might be what's holding us back. And I was listening to something, and it was talk about, like, obviously, I don't know when you guys start dating, but let's say, for example, there's somebody starts dating in high school right after college. You only know so much during those times. So what happens is, like, for example, let's say there's that perfect cheerleader and football player, right? They're a couple. But let's say the cheerleader, she goes to nursing school, whatever. She goes to school. She really wants to elevate her life. And that football player, he kind of just stays where he's at. At the moment, they were perfect for each other because football player, cheerleader, perfect. But you can outgrow a person, right? And I think that's what you were saying is like you put yourself in a better environment, and that is so big, right? That's so big for everyone, because if I'm listening to this and I want to grow and I want to like build my own business, if I want to just do anything level of my life, I had to sit back and realize, okay, I gotta draw. I gotta literally, if you literally have to write out the names, you gotta like write down these people's names that you're like your 5 closest friends. You gotta say, okay, how are they helping me and how are they hurting me? You gotta be realistic. You can't be like, oh, because 6 months ago, they helped me, fix my tire. I gotta be hella nice to them. No, like thank you for that, but you know what? I gotta level up my life. I got a place to do. I gotta go fulfill my purpose. I can still talk to you, but it's not gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's so big. So that's really cool. So now, okay, so you say you took these linguistic classes. You did. You made, most of all, you made that decision. It all starts with a decision, because once you make that decision, then you can go out there and find the resources. And that sounds what it. That's what it sounds like that you did, right? So that's really cool. So you use the word transformation when you were telling me, right? So how did you feel about transformation? Was it scary? Was it easy?
It's a very hard process. It's not easy. It's not overnight. I'm still not perfect, Right. I just try to work on myself the best I can every day. And I thank everybody for any person I meet. I'm glad that they came in my life, because they were either a lesson or a blessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that even a lot of people who were not related to me have helped me through my journey, and I'm very appreciative of everyone who has.
Yeah. And like you said, everyone comes to your life to serve a purpose, whether that purpose is small or big. It's for a reason, right? So that's really cool. So where, how many, like, for example, let's say, what was your first job?
My first job when I was 14, I worked at Girl Scouts.
Jeez. Okay.
In the corporate office.
Okay.
Putting troop leaders with, it was a summer job through an Oakland thing called YEP, Youth Employment Partnership. And we always had Girl Scout cookies in the break room. That was cool. Girl Scout
cookies. I just cookies.
did like data entry, put the scouts with the leader. And
okay.
That's
wow. But that's really cool, because you're learning at 14 years old. That's networking in a way. You're putting this person connected to the other person. That's such a great skill to have, right? And that's gonna bring me back. Like, for example, your son has his business. I bought lemonade off your son. How old is your son?
My son is 8 years old.
Oh my goodness, man. And you have vendors at your pop-ups there. How old? 12 years old?
Yes, young. There's a few that are, I said under the age of 12. So I just want there to be opportunity, and it's good that they learn young on how to make money. And, where I live at, I don't think I can have a lemonade stand. So for him to be at the pop-ups, that's a good opportunity for him to make money. He likes to buy video games and things like that. Yeah. And he's also meeting, the new vendor family that I've made, and appreciate them, because each one has a talent or a skill that they can bring, or some kind of word of inspiration that they can give him, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I think it's the principle. Yeah, right now it's video games because that's what he enjoys. But I think it's the principle of showing him that if you want something, nothing in life is given. Nothing. Yes. So the worst thing you could do, like I'm thinking me growing up, I never want to ask for my parents. I didn't want to ask anything for, but I learned that if I want something, I have to go put in the work so I can receive that back. Because I believe that kids, like I know people that I went to high school with, or my acquaintances, or what I met people, that they've been giving so much throughout their life that they don't understand the concept of what am I going to do when my parents aren't there? Like, am I going to freak out? Because there's a lot of people, like, for example, that are really great in school, right? Or in high school, all they focus on was school, that they didn't, realize what's real life. Like, real life is you got to fend for yourself, Yeah. But I really like, that was kind of off topic about your son, but it's really big, because you're teaching that principle, and that's so big. And because you're able to take those steps. Okay. But so you learned how to do that at 14 years old. And then from there, what were you able to, like, what was your next job? Like,
I worked at a Chinese restaurant.
Okay. Chinese restaurant.
Serving food.
Okay. And then when did you land at Bank of America?
There was a long stretch of jobs.
Okay.
I worked at Costco in the Flowers.
Yes.
I worked at Boys and Girls Club.
Wow.
Through another program called Shall You Training Academy that my teacher got me in. and then I worked at United Indian Nations.
Okay. So you had all these jobs and you literally and honestly, I think that's not a bad thing because I'm sure you were able to take a little piece from each job and be like, okay, let me use this for this. And then later on, you may not know it at the time, but you're able to use it later on.
I even sold knives.
Wow, okay. Yeah, and to sell knives, what do you need to sell knives? Like what kind of mentality do you need to have to do that? Because, yeah, it's hard. Exactly.
I remember. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but if you made a homemaker set, it was a lot of money.
Really?
Commission.
Okay. But let's say, did you, every time you had a sales appointment, did you make it a sale?
No.
No, right? You had to go through these no's to get a yes.
Yes.
And Mimi, I kid you not, I know so many people that if they get that first no, they get startled. They're like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. And it's like, no, like, whatever you do, you have to get better at it. So let's say you release your first video and you only get 10 views, or let's say you go on a sales appointment and you don't make a sale. It's fine because you're gonna learn something. Like even if it's just like how you introduce yourself, you were still able to learn. So you should never compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 12, right?
Right. So that's I just kept applying for places because I needed a job. I always helped my parents. So I went ahead and just applied, and I got a job in banking, and then I ended up going back to school again, and it was for criminal justice, but I didn't end up doing anything in that field at all. But
yeah, it's trial and error. You said, let me try it. If I like it, cool. If I don't, cool. Now you know what you don't like.
Yeah.
So eventually, you said you were doing all these things. And then eventually you realize, dang, so you told me you got into real estate. You would go to seminars. Like, when did you start going to seminars?
Yes. I started going to seminars as early as 16 years old to learn about real estate.
Okay.
And just, getting, so I did something a little different than, I like talking about this.
Yes, talk about it, please.
I liked, all of the what they had to talk about. So instead of putting music in my car, I would put a CD of real estate and listen to that instead of music all the time. Jeez. Just to tell myself, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house. And then also I would read books. Like I read Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad at a young age. And I already was like, okay, yeah, I see what he's talking about. I see what he's talking about. My rich dad would do this. But it would be more opposed to Rich Mom, Poor Mom. For me. So it was
I see.
Changed, but I was like, I understood both sides.
Right.
And I wanted to also break a cycle in my family. So I wanted to be the first, homeowner and the first person to probably go to school and just be a good example for my siblings. And I just took a lot from the real estate. Anytime they had I would go to San Jose. I would go to the Oakland airport where they had, stuff going on. Right. And just listen to the CDs and paid a lot of money for this little thing where they had CDs and books and things like that and always reading about it.
And I think those are two nuggets you get. First nugget was how many people, and sometimes I fall guilty of this too. How many people get in their car? Let me connect the Bluetooth. What's my favorite song? Hold on, let me jam out, right? And that's cool. But see, what are you feeding your mind though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not sacrifice that song, those couple songs, for your 20-minute drive and listen to a podcast, listen to those CDs so you can learn and get out of that miserable situation. Because a lot of people, they do that I've heard people say, oh yeah, music is my escape. Escape from what? Your reality? So why not make your reality better? Why hide it with music? You know what I'm saying? So it's just simple things like that. And two, you said you were able to read. You spent a lot of money on whatever you spent. People are so afraid to spend money to make money. Like this equipment, it's funny because at first I was like, I don't know, what should I spend? But now it's like, dude, as soon as I get the money, I'm gonna spend it. Because we spent $200 on Jordans. We spent, $50 to go eat. Like we spent all this money, we just don't realize it. And why not do it for yourself?
Invest in yourself.
Exactly. I remember somebody we were in the car and she was like, yeah, I want to invest in something. I just don't want to invest. And somebody said, why don't you invest it yourself? I said, damn, that's fire. fire, like mic drop. Right. And I was like, no, for real, like that is the best investment you can make in yourself, right? And I think we said in the group chat too, somebody said it, and it was just so dope. It's just so true, right? So I love that. I really do. So you told yourself, man, I'm gonna learn the game. I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna listen to these CDs. I'm gonna read Rich Dad Poor Dad. How did you even find out about that book?
Through real estate. And,
okay, like through the people that were in real estate.
Yeah,
okay.
they would recommend, and I still have books of like how to sell.
Okay.
And all those sales techniques and my 16 plus years of sales, I've learned how to adapt with the sales. I know how to talk to people, and I know how to mirror them. You know, like little sales things. Where's a what's it? And little things that you would do, and I've adapted to the new way, which is online.
I see. Okay, so, using like Instagram, social media.
Yes. So I didn't even know how to use Instagram a few years ago.
Wow.
I got it because of my Facebook, which my brother made me get because he lives far.
I see.
And
okay.
That's how we communicated.
Wow.
And long distance calls were expensive before.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man, you have to pay, man. People don't know, and you have to go grab the cards from like the places. Man, people don't know that. They forget.
Yeah, that's how I would call my grandma all the time.
Yeah.
St. Croix.
There you go. Yes. No, yeah, and that's so cool, right? That's so cool that you're able to, because I think business is always, it's always like transforming. It's always elevating. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's always you have to adjust to what's going on to the world, because the world's always changing, right? Like adapt. That's the word I was looking for. So you have to adapt, because once you're able to, it's just the principle of adapting. Because I think a lot of people, when they try to start their own business, they're so stubborn. Like, no, I gotta make sales this way, and this is the only way it's gonna work. And it's like, no, dude, like, this is a new world. This is a new, like, just like technology is changing, we're changing. Yeah. I was telling someone, I think I said it on a podcast before, but take a look at it. Let's say it's 2000. Let's say it's the year 2121. We're gonna look at this year as the 20s again, and we're gonna be like, damn, in the 20s, man, we were still using laptops. And now, like, it's going to be like something like on our phones is going to pop up like a hologram, right? Yeah. And it's just like, you got to adapt, right? It's like my grandma, she would never thought about having a phone. Now she has a phone because she has to adapt. So I think it's the same principle, right? Yes. So you were able to adapt, which is really cool. So now you use social media and all that for your business?
Yes. And I just stay consistent, because we were talking in a group chat earlier about consistency.
Right.
And definitely consistency has save me. And some days I do feel like giving up and quitting. You know, it's just how you feel some days. Some days you're not at, you're 100%.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure, I guess, that you try to feel good, try to wake up, try to make a little to-do list of things you have to do. Even if you don't feel like doing them, you could put them off that day or whatever. Right. But really, there were some times where I really just felt like quitting. And then my supporters would put in orders. And I would be motivated again.
Wow. And
I would be like, thank you. That's why I appreciate every single person, every single order, every interaction, whether they, spend with me or not. I appreciate the quality conversation.
Okay, that's a great nugget. But I think, let's take me through the process. So you're not feeling it. Like, everyone doesn't feel it every single day. Trust me.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how great you are, how good you think you are, how good you actually are. You're not going to feel it every day. So you said those orders kept you going. Was there anything in between that, though? What did you tell? Like, what were you telling yourself? Who did you have around? Like, what were you listening to keep you? Because I've been in moments where I've been in sales, and I have 10 sales lined up for me essentially, and I if I'm really not feeling it, I'm like, you know what? I don't care about that. So what were you doing to keep you going?
Well, lately, to keep me going is just meditation and a little bit of Reiki, just to kind of just like balance me and just make me feel like I'm connected again, grounded, so I can get it together, so I can get back on my path or my mission.
Yeah. Okay. So basically meditate, and I think meditation is so good. I've been lacking on it for a minute, But I think when I was doing it, and I really need to again, and you know what, I made a vow last time to post on social media for 30 days. Now my vow is gonna be, you know what, I gotta meditate at least like 3 times, 4 times a week, because it's so good to just ground yourself and just to like gather your thoughts, right? Because I think a lot of like, especially when you're in business for yourself, life moves so fast. Like,
Yeah, like at first I was like, oh, I would like to be in a pop up, and then I was in pop ups. Then I was
Right.
like, I would like to be in a lot more pop ups, and then it happened, and then you're sitting there like, wow, I wish for this, and then you're like, I'm running my own pop ups now, creating more opportunity for other people.
Wow.
So it's just like it's just what I'm supposed to be doing, I guess. I feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Yes. Yes.
And I love giving back to the community also.
Yes.
Any way I can. I do giveaways periodically on my Instagram to where I give, makeup away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, that's so cool, and that's so cool because we need more people like that, right? And I think that's why I honestly feel like I'm the same way, and I think that's why we get along so well because you know who are you hanging around with, so that's so cool. So before we jump into your business and the pop-ups and everything, because that's how I know you through, and I know that you have a great story there. But I genuinely want to know a little bit more about real estate. So when you were going through these seminars, like were you just going, were you just listening, or did you pull, what is it called, like pull the trigger and actually do something about it?
well, first you had to figure out what you needed to do
Okay.
to
The
buy
how.
your first house.
Right.
And I was always with my partner when we went. So it was like, okay, so you have to have this much down for down payment.
Right.
We got to start working and, getting
Now you
that
create
together.
goals.
Yes. So, yes, my goals, I made 5-year goals, 10-year goals, things like that. Attainable and unattainable goals.
What's the difference?
Goals that were just like way too big.
Okay.
Because and I've set my realistic goals and unrealistic goals basically. So
okay.
just to see where I fell short.
Right. Okay. I like that. I've never heard of that because, and I think that's so cool because it stresses you. Because it may seem impossible to you right now, but you're like, but if you're the person that I think you are, which I know you are actually, Mimi's still gonna look at that impossible goal, quote unquote, and be like, hell no, I'm gonna still grab it. I'm gonna still go get that goal.
Yes. And me, if I don't know the answer to something, I'm gonna find the answer to it. And I will find the answer one way or another.
Yes.
Because I don't take no for an answer. There's a will,
Yeah.
there's a way.
Yeah, I love that. You're relentless, right? And I think you have to be if you want to get big. Like you have, because like we were talking about, no, not everyone's gonna say yes to you. Like that.
Yeah, but there might be a no now, but I might create a yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and you use the word create, and that's what I like because a lot of people they wait for they wait for the opportunity, but you say hell no, I'm gonna go create the opportunity, right? And I think that's right. I think that's what it's all about. So that's really cool. So you said you created goals with your partner, and I think that's so cool because I think it's so important to include your partner in everything that you do because you're with them so much. And obviously, it sounds like you guys supported each other because you guys were going. Obviously, I'm sure it wasn't cheap. I don't know if do you have to fly places or were they mostly local?
Well, the places we went were mostly local.
Okay.
Like San Jose,
Okay.
Oakland, San Leandro, things like that. But along the way, there was a lot of pyramid schemes also that try to reel us into their things.
Yeah.
So at the end, they would ask us to buy stuff, and we're
see.
like,
Yeah, I'm cool off
we
that.
out.
I'm cool off the lotions and potions. Off
There
that.
was so many little seminars we went to where they would bring out all these fancy cars and be like, yeah, if you join our group, you're going to get all these fancy cars and you're going to get all this money. And then we end up partying at somebody's big house with all their fancy cars. We're like, this is just like facade. This is not real.
Yes.
And, I have to sell telephone, lines to get this? No, I don't think so. You can sell anything and get anything you want.
Yeah.
You're unlimited.
Right.
So you can't limit yourself. You're like, if you want something, set a goal and visualize it, feel it, how is it going to feel like when you have it and things like that. Just manifest what you want because you can have anything.
Yes, literally anything that you want because like you said, if you manifest it, obviously you also got to put in the work. But if that's constantly on your mind and that's what you're telling, because what you tell yourself is so important. Right, because every time I hear people say I suck or I'm this or I'm that in a negative way, I'm like, hold on. If you speak to yourself that way, you cannot get mad if someone else speaks to you that way. But that shouldn't even be a factor. So like what I'm trying to say is, if you feel like that, if you feel like that towards yourself, like you can't expect someone else to feel different than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, negative thinking will bring in negative. If you think positive, it should bring in positivity. And that's what I told my friend yesterday, because she's like, "You're always so positive." And I was like, "Girl, I'm not always positive.
Yeah.
I try."
Right.
And, I try to think positive all the time,
Yes.
because I can't be worried about anything.
Right. Yeah. And you got to be, like you said, because when you're positive, you're solution oriented.
Yeah.
I know so many people that just complain. They just, oh my God, I got to, and it's like, dude, if you complain, you're going to be right where you were. Now you're just going to be in a bad mood. So why not just be, okay, you know what? Yes, this happened, but I'm going to still make it anyways, So I think that's really cool. So you were going through all these things, man. It's so cool, because when you vibe with someone, like we vibing right now. We are, and we can understand each other. So that's so dope. Like literally, like I don't know how far this is gonna go, how long, but I don't care. Like if we vibe right now, we having great conversation. We dropping nuggets.
Yes.
So you were able to, so you were able to go all these seminars with your partner, you created goals, and then finally you were able to get your.
Well, it wasn't overnight.
Okay.
That was with my old partner.
I see.
My new partner, we've been through a lot of trials and tribulations and ups and downs, and we were renting for a while, and then we end up having some help to get our current home.
Okay.
And it just turned out it was we got a duplex. So we just, we lived there, and I waited about 8 years to actually have children with my partner.
Okay.
Because I didn't,
Yeah.
want to just be with anybody.
Right.
But now I'm a little bit older, and I still have little kids. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, but as long as you made that decision that, you know what, if I bring you into this world, I'm gonna make sure they're set up, and I think that's beautiful.
And we attained our house I was 25, so it's not overnight.
That's so young. Like,
and I now that I've been through it, I'm like, I wish I could, I'm happy to help other people who are young. They can get a condo or a apartment building or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's when I started real estate school about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And but with all the COVID things and everything, I didn't get to take a test. So now they're open now for testing. So hopefully I can get on in there without doing everything all over again.
Right.
But
yes, you got this.
Either way, I'm still interested, and I still feel like I need to help people. Right now I'm helping people by creating opportunity with the pop-ups, but I like helping people in general. So helping them get their first home or their second home or something, I would be more than willing to help them, elevate, as well as I help people, anyone who I can help with seller's permit, business licenses, just guiding them on the way to get it, or helping them fill out the paperwork. Also, if somebody needs help, like with a resume, I'm more than happy to help you or show you which apps are good to find a job.
Yeah.
So in any way that I can, I like helping people.
Yes.
I like to see everybody win, and I don't step on nobody to get where I need to get. And like the Together We Rise, if we all get together, we can do something greater.
Literally.
So we can just get together and we can make it happen.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
100%. And we'll definitely talk about that collaboration in a minute. But I think, it's so dope, because it just, everything you're talking about right now, like you're able to help people. Like if you want to make $1 million, somebody once told me, if you want to make $1 million, you got to help 1 million people. And maybe you haven't helped them yet, but Mimi, you on track. Like you've been able to impact so many people. But you started off making, having your own business first, right? So what kind of business do you have?
I have a makeup business. So I started off having my business in 2012 when I used to work in banking, and I was pregnant with my first son. My friend at the time, I had bought a lot of makeup from somebody, and then my friend was like, "Come to my house on the weekend."
Okay.
In Vallejo, and bring your makeup, and I'm gonna tell my cousins and things like that. So I was like, okay. So I started going, and then I noticed that I started making extra money on the weekend, and I was like, I like this.
Heck yeah! So you had your job and you were making more money.
Yes.
So you was balling.
So I liked that, and I really appreciated that. And then that's when I learned about the ups and downs of makeup, and also like a lot of people can make orders, and then not everybody's gonna come through and get them.
Right.
So I learned that too.
I see.
So I can't rely, most on orders 100% of the time. And then also I was like, what can I do to keep going? Where can I get the makeup from? Where can I get quality things from and things like that? So I had an assistant doing the research for me and helping me because I was also selling through my home. One day I got a bad feeling from somebody who came to buy from me, and I stopped people coming to my house to buy from me. And I started saying, okay, well, let's see where I can sell at. So we ended up finding out about like local flea markets and things like that where I don't have to bring people into my home.
Right.
They can, see everything out. So I started with Mimi's Makeup Movement selling at the flea markets. I sold at San Jose and Oakland.
Wow.
And then I started doing my own lipstick line.
Okay.
So then people really liked the product, and I appreciated that. And I was just like, okay, I like doing this. And then that's where I was at the point. But I started something. I started insurance.
Okay.
So I was doing insurance for a little while. And then I had my second son. So again, to where I was selling makeup again. Not only on the side, but full time. It's been a side hustle. So I moved it to full time. And with full time, I was doing deliveries with my kids with me and talking to people. And then last year, I changed Mimi's Makeup Movement to Mimi's Instaglam.
Okay. Wow. So it was constantly it just sounds to me like you were just constantly just striving for more. You never got comfortable even from like your first success, right? And I think that's what it's about. It's a journey, right?
Yeah. So as far as like Mimi's Instaglam, a lot of people know me now as Mimi's Instaglam. It's always been Mimi,
right?
But Mimi's Instaglam, and I started my own CBD products now. I get them manufactured. I still bring my kids with me on deliveries, local deliveries, and with the COVID thing and everything like that, I thought I wasn't gonna make it.
I see.
I was like, what am I gonna do with all this makeup? And I was like, I sat there and I looked at it and I was looking at it and I was like, what am I going to do with all this makeup?
Hold on, pause, please, because that is such a great nugget. Because that's the adapt that we're talking about.
Yes.
Because a lot of people be like, damn, I got to wait for COVID to be over. Like, there's a disease, there's a pandemic going on. But you're like, no, how can I do it? Yes. And I want to know how you did it.
Okay, so I sat there. I don't know. Some people know this. A lot of people don't know this. Okay. But I sat there and my kids, and I'm like, I'm going to have to quit this. All this inventory I bought, what am I going to do?
Wow.
So I looked at it and then I had some shipping boxes. So I was like, what if I make bundles? Then I was like, nah, that's not going to work.
Okay.
So then I was like, but what if I put a bundle and then they don't know what they got? And then I said, okay. So let me put a bunch of makeup. I'm going to clearance out because I don't know. I need to get rid of it. I need some money. It's COVID.
Right.
So I put it all in a box, hooked somebody up, and then I put mystery box. I put a question mark on it.
Yes.
And then I said, mystery makeup box is $25.
Wow.
And that's what got me going again. It gave me so much motivation because I sold out of all my mystery boxes.
Wow.
And I'm getting goosebumps now because now I make it a number one product.
Wow. So it started from essentially a challenge. I don't like to use the word problem. I use challenge. It's just a challenge. So it started from just a challenge. And I always say everyone is just one idea away. That's it. You're one idea away. You're one idea away from an explosion in your business with your brand, right? Because that idea that you had, like, see, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people, like, when you face adversity, it's supposed to happen to you. Right? Because what if that never happened? You would have kept doing, who knows where you would have been. Maybe you wouldn't even been as big as you are now,
Yeah.
But because that happened, you used it for you, and now you're able to take your business to the next level.
It gave me motivation. And then when I did have a sales opportunity to sell at a pop-up at the lake, I sold out of every mystery box.
Jeez.
and it was like my first actual pop up with people who are
Right.
well known. So I was just like, okay, I like this. So now, like I said, I make it a part of what I do, mystery box, and now I just introduced a mystery lash box because I like to give value to my supporters.
Right, of course.
So I know how it is to be a mom and know how expensive makeup is. So I always create value for them. Even though I do get like high-end makeup, I get it on, special sales or use my points or whatever, coupons, whatever, just to get the good things for everybody, and also have my own products and mix it together, and then it creates a value.
Yeah.
And so it's affordable for them, because I know the struggle with being a mom and not being able to, buy certain things because they're too expensive.
Right.
And I know makeup is expensive, so that's why I make it very affordable for everyone. Started the CBD stuff as well, like the lip gloss, the soothing cream, because I wanted a soothing cream.
Yeah.
For me, because I broke my ankles before and my wrist, they get inflamed and things like that with tendonitis. So I got my own CBD stuff, and then I was like, I can sell this. People would want to buy this.
Yeah.
And so from there, that's where I'm at now. And I'm going to update my website soon so I can put more mystery boxes up and things like that.
There you go.
But to where I am now, and, meeting so many new vendors, and this vendor community is so sweet.
Yes.
That I have a new family and a new support system. Then I met you guys too, and I have an extended support system.
Yes.
So I got some kind of message saying you can't do it alone. You need a support. And I always do everything on my own since I was younger.
Right.
And I always been on my own when it comes to life challenges and things like that. And I've been through a lot alone.
Right.
So I think it's time for me to be with a team of people to help me succeed. And
absolutely.
So far it's been working.
Yeah.
And I appreciate every little thing that I, positive and negative that come my way.
Right. And I like that, because the word team, right? Because you can only get everyone, me, myself included, everyone. You can only get so far by yourself, right? But when you include a team, and that's the thing, when you have a team that is really for you and is really vibing at your level, you guys, like, that team can make a lot of great things happen, right? And I think in a team, it's really cool because, like you said, now, like, you have something to bring to the table, and then whoever you're teaming up with also has something to bring to the table. It's not one-sided. And I think that's the best team, and I think that's when you can get the best value, right? And honestly, like, I'm honored to have you on the show. I'm honored to, like, work with you because, for sure. And I think it's because we're just so like-minded. Like you said, like you're saying, it's all about team. It's all about, like, people around you. And I don't, honestly, Mimi, I don't see how anyone like you cannot win. Whether that's financially or, emotionally, like, you have a lot of tools that, that everyone strives for, right? Because to be able to be, so, like, worried, and to have to make sure that you're bringing everyone else with you, that's huge, man. Because a lot of people, I can't stress it enough, where a lot of people think that, and I was at this place at one point, and it was so dark where I literally thought, Mimi, even if it had nothing to do with me, like, you're in makeup, right? And I thought, and let's say I'm selling water bottles, right? At the time I was selling insurance, but I thought, man, Mimi's winning. That means I can't win. And I think that's that stigma. I think a lot of people, when they go on Instagram, that's why a lot of people hate, right? Because I always think there's a lot of haters out there, but I think people always hate because they think that by you winning, you're taking away from them. But it's like, how does that even make sense? Like, sit back and think about that before you hate. Like, if I see Mimi, with 100,000 followers on Instagram, selling out, making $100,000 a year plus, right? $100,000 is small. So let's say 300, 400, 500 grand.
Not yet, but okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get there. And I see that. Why am I going to think, man, whatever. I don't even want to, you know what I'm saying? But no, I should be like, damn, I'm so happy for Mimi because she showed me that it's possible. Now I got to go do it too, right? I pray, I thank you for setting that for setting that path, now I gotta go do it too, right? So my whole point of saying that, right, is see what you were talking about. Together We Rise is this brand, right, that I'm a co-founder of, and basically what we're doing is we're bringing all these entrepreneurs together, all these people, influencers, all these people bringing a brand, singers, like anyone who's striving for anything, putting them in together, because now we can feed off each other. Because I'm pretty sure during this podcast, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're listening to this, you're learning something. I learned a ton from you, and I hope I taught you something, right?
Yes.
So I think that, like, when you bring those people together, like, we can rise together. It doesn't mean that you are gonna be higher than me.
Yes, and so that's what a lot of people need to learn nowadays.
Yes.
You can't base your own success on what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Because what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And whatever you're doing is supposed to be whatever you're doing.
Right.
And supposed to be doing. And you just have to be happy for each other, and you have to see other people be successful. Want them successful as well, because then, you know, it creates like, okay, you want success for everybody, then you're going to be successful too. So, you know, just learn whatever you can from other people who are willing to teach you, because not everybody is willing to teach you. A lot of people want to keep things a secret,
right.
or they want to pretend like they're helping you, they're in a group, but they're keeping you in the dark about a lot of things that they're doing and going on and things like that.
Right.
And so for me, I'm just like, I'm blessed and happy to have any person in my life that's willing to do anything for me, because I'm like, really? You're going to do it for me?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to just appreciate like I keep saying, everyone and everything. You have to be appreciative.
Right.
And then just learn from them, whatever they have to teach. Like you, I'm learning a lot of things from you, as well as you learning things from me. And I feel honored and blessed that you are learning things from me. And if anybody else wants any, like, I don't give business advice, but if you want to talk about businesses and ideas, I'm full of them.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, and that's the thing, you're not even teaching off what you think. You're teaching off what you've been through and what you know. And I'm so big on that. I will never listen to someone that, let's say they're trying to teach me how to make $1 million, but what's gonna be my first question? Have you made $1 million? No, but I think. Okay, then I'm sorry, respectfully, it's nothing personal, but I can't learn from you because you haven't done it yet. But see, you already did it. So everything that you're saying right now, you lived it, so you understand you understand the process already, right?
Been through the struggle.
Exactly. And those are the people you need to talk to. Those are the people who made it. You shouldn't be jealous and envy from them. You should learn from them. You should be like, hey, and not even learn. That's the thing. Let's say I know someone who has a Lambo. I'm not even going to ask them, hey, you know, how's the Lambo? Like, how? No, I'm going to say, hey, bro, what did you do to get to that Lambo? When you were in my position, what kind of challenges did you come over? Because I'm going through this. So how do I overcome this? How do I get to the Lambo? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody said that they had a Lambo, and somebody told us, I was in a little seminar. It was pretty small, but he was telling us that somebody, I think, broke into his Lambo. And they're like, dang, man. They were like, in my laptop, they didn't even take my laptop. They're like, man, I don't understand it. They wanted to know about the Lambo. They're trying to bring it to the Lambo, but they're not even going to take how I got to the Lambo. Like, they didn't take the laptop to figure out the recipe, the blueprint on how to get to the Lambo. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people need to learn that part, how to get to there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, Mimi, I told you, we were going to do about 45 minutes. We did a little bit over. Anything else you want to say? Or maybe let's talk about, to end it off, why don't we talk about what we got going on as of right now?
Yes. As of right now, I'll talk a little bit about, I started the group chat for sanitary kits for homeless.
Okay.
And so I told you guys in the group, like, hey, let's do this. And I want to do this together, because then we can, make it bigger and help each other in a bigger way.
Right.
So far, so many businesses have come together. Thank you, everybody who's donated something from their business so we can raffle off. And people who are willing to actually give things, like Maya from Honey Dip Sweet. She wants to give toothbrushes and things like that. And we're like, yes, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. So we can make these kits and give them to people who are in need. Sometimes they're just not homeless, but they're still in need.
Right.
And, we just want to give back whatever we can in any way.
Right.
to be positive, and you also are doing something
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to tell about that.
Yeah, of course. I'm so excited. I'm telling you, I've been telling everyone, like, I've been calling people, like, why are you so excited? Saying, well, we got to pop up on June 13th. What do you mean? Why am I so excited? Like, dude, this thing is like around the corner, you know? So I'm so excited because that's the first one we're able to do. And I'm so happy that we're able to collab with Mimi because, Mimi, you're great at what you do. So I'm so thankful that you're able to help us through this process because eventually, if everything goes as planned, we'll be able to host, a bunch more so we can help out a lot more entrepreneurs, not only just in Oakland and Richmond and the Bay Area, but different cities, different states. That's really the goal. So that's what we're working on right now. So June 13th, man, if you're listening to this, mark your calendars. It's going to be huge. We're going to have people selling like food. We're going to have people selling makeup, CBD products. We're going to have people selling
lemonade.
Oh, yep. Shout out, you're saying lemonade, right? We're going to have so many things that
DJ,
yeah.
photographer.
Everything. We're gonna have everything. Like anything you can think of. We have people selling like their merch, people selling, shirts, people selling like so many things, pastries, anything you can think of. So it's gonna be fire. And like you said, we're gonna have a raffle where the money that we earn, we're actually gonna go ahead and, like you said, buy those sanitary kits. So it's gonna be really cool.
Yes. And hand them out.
Right? And that's so big. We're gonna do a cleanup too. It's all about helping everyone, and it's all about how we can help the less fortunate, because it's all about going back to your roots, right? Doesn't matter how big you get, you got to go back to your roots and realize, what, at one point I didn't have this, and I got to be grateful for what I have because not everyone has this, right?
Yeah. So be who you were when you need it. Be who you needed when you were younger.
Wow. Yeah.
That's basically what I live by, because I remember I needed so many people and I needed so many things when I was younger and no one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm being that person for whoever needs it.
Yeah, and I can see you're doing it for your kids too. So so that's really cool. So yeah, we did about 50, a little bit more over 50 minutes. Honestly, Mimi, we need to have another one. We need to have another one in like 6 months, a year, whatever, just to see our growth. And look, my good friend Cassandra, shout out to Cassandra, man. She's so dope. It's so cool because when I met her, she had all these ideas, and now that we've been hanging around each other, we talk so many ideas. And I can see her going to these stores and buying all this stuff. So she's taking action. I think action is so big. So shout out to her. She was able to make this neighborhood hero sticker. So I'm going to go ahead and give you one. Right now, stickers, we're trying to get like merch and everything. But,
I'm Big Hubbard.
Yes. So, keep that. That's all you, Mimi. And I do to everyone. You're a different breed. You are different breed certified. Okay. I really got to give myself a gap. I keep saying that every show, and I'm not going to stop saying it until I get it. So
the last of a dying breed.
Yes, you're the last of the dying breed. Exactly. So I'm so thankful for you giving me your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for all that. Like I said, we're business partners, and we're going to make a lot of great things happen. So yes, I'm excited, man. And thank you so much for everyone that was able to listen to this. Like I said, the ones who stick around this far to the 50 minutes, I guarantee you're going to change your life, because you're not even hearing from Sammy. That's the thing. You're not hearing from Sammy. You're hearing from people who are constantly winning, constantly at it, constantly getting better, constantly, striving for more. And essentially that's what life is about. So I'm excited, man. I really am. I know Alex is going to go crazy on this editing, and I'm just fired up about life, man. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.